everyone, Nova here, and finally I'm filming the video that I had promised a few of my friends, which is the decks that I bought in France, in Besancon, from that old lady. I have 5 decks to show you guys, and these decks are at least 100 years old. I have checked all the information about them, starting with FD Milano. This beautiful Marseille deck was created between 1825 and 1850 in Milan. The technique is hand-colored woodcut. I show you all the cards. You can skip if you don't want to see all the cards, but I think it's best to show you all the cards. Look at this chariot. This deck is so beautiful. The color palette is so unique. These 5 decks that I'm going to show you are my most treasured decks. So I went to France 3 years ago. I was staying at my cousin's place with my hubby. She lives in Besancon, and we stayed there for a week, and it was incredible. And one day she said there is like a sale, like a garage sale in a castle here close by. Do you want to go and take a look? I said, yeah, of course. So we went there with my cousin and her husband and my husband. We went there. It was mind-blowing, the stuff in that. Well, it was like something between an old mansion and a castle. And I think there is a French term for it, for this type of house. The lady that was living there, this mansion belonged to her, was like, she said she was like 92 years old or 94 years old, I'm not sure exactly. She was a beautiful French lady with long gray hair, and she was so glamorous. She was wearing really unique jewelry, and she was sitting in a massive chair, like a very interesting piece of furniture. And they were selling everything in that house, and she was happy. She wasn't sad about losing all the stuff. Her children were there. Her daughter was like 70 years old, and she was taking care of everything. Anyways, she had these 5 decks, tarot decks, that I'm showing you today, and I bought all of them. So this deck, as you see, is complete. These are the gorgeous backs. I have put it back in order. None of these decks were in order. So this deck was published by Giuseppe and Felice Rossi. The school or style is Italian. The technique, as I mentioned, is woodcut, hand-colored. The height is 107 millimeters, and the width is 54 millimeters. In the King of Clubs or King of Wands, here it says Gius E Felice Rossi, and in the Two of Cups, Nuova Fab di Milano. So this is the first deck, and this deck has the complete 78 cards. This one is the Johan Christoph Hes. Production date is 18th century. I have edged this one myself because I felt it was like really dirty to a point that I didn't feel like touching it and playing with it. Therefore I edged it. I tried to keep the same coloring as the backs. This deck is very yellow. I don't know if it has gone yellow by time or it was already yellow. Probably it has been yellow from the beginning, at least a little bit. These decks belong to her grandmother, by the way. She said her grandmother was a tarot reader. So this deck is called Johan Christoph Hes. The school or the style is German. I have put it in order. It was published in Germany, in Bavaria, in Augsburg. And look how beautiful it is. The faces, I love the faces of people in this deck. The technique again is woodcut and hand colored, the same as the other one. The height is 123 millimeters and the width is 63 millimeters. I am so glad that this one is also complete. I did a few readings with it. It's incredible when you do a reading with a deck this old. It is so magical. Here it says Johan Christoph Hes. After this video, if these decks come out of order, I don't mind, because I want to do readings with them again. I've just put them back in order to show you. You have ghost lines and everything. I am so proud for having these. First, I picked this one for 200 euros. And then I offered her 500 for all the decks, for all 5. And she accepted. She could have sold them for a lot more, I know that. Look at this. Love this King of Pentacles. Roy de Denier. The third deck is a nameless one. I mean, it seems that it is not 100% clear what the name of this deck has been. They call it the J.R. Neuchatel. Neuchatel is a place in Switzerland. So this deck was published by Joseph Henry Rochius. The print was made by Jean Pierre, most probably. It is a Swiss deck, meaning the school or the style is Swiss. And the production date is 19th century, early 19th century. Published in Neuchatel in Switzerland. Look at this devil card. The technique is woodcut, hand colored. The height is 111 millimeters and the width is 59 millimeters. Just look how beautiful and unique the faces are, the color palette. This is one of the most gorgeous decks I have ever seen in my life. I am so attracted to this deck. This one and the Colmar that I'm going to show you later. If you guys want to see a 4K flip through of any of these decks, let me know. Because in those flip through videos, I stay for like 10 or 15 seconds on each card so that you can pay attention to all the details. So this deck unfortunately is very incomplete. It is It has only 25 cards. Next is Lando E Compagna. You see the word Lando on all the cards. This is again hand-colored woodcut, and it belongs to 18th century. The school or the style is Italian. It was published in Turin, in Piedmont, in Italy. Height is 108 millimeter and width is 65 millimeters. Therefore, it is more squarish than most other Marseille decks, historical Marseille decks that I have seen. Look at these two horses. This deck is also incredible. Look at this world card. And the cardstock is so nice. Look at this hermit. This deck is truly magical. So this deck also is incomplete, unfortunately. This one is also 25 cards. So the last one that I want to show you is the oldest one. This one belongs to the 17th century and it's called Fin Fate par G Mann of Colmar. I will of course put all the decks in the description box for you guys. This deck is only 22 cards. It is again hand colored woodcut. It was published by G Mann and print was made by HB. School or style is German and it was published in Colmar in France. This is, I think, my most beautiful deck. I mean, I cannot really decide between them all. When I see this one, I say this is definitely the one. But I think the same with most of them too. So here you see, it says Taros fin fate par G Mann of Colmar. Look at this Justice card. I love her. Alright guys, so this was it. Write in the comments what do you think. If you want me to do a 4K flip through of any of these decks, I would be happy to do so. It would be nice to put this on the internet. I don't think there is any flip through of these decks, of any of these decks that I just showed you. I really appreciate these decks and I hope that lady's doing well. She was such a sweet lady. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in my next video.